My guest today was a utility softball player at Arizona State and was named a Pac-10 Academic All-American. She's now the principal of ASU Prep Academy in downtown Phoenix, Kim Higginbotham. Kim, great to be talking with you today. And I just have to ask this. As the principal of ASU Prep, what are some of your biggest responsibilities in that role?
Ooh, biggest responsibility in all of education, the responsibility is to the students and making sure that they're getting the quality education they deserve. What is super rewarding and cool about the ASU Prep Campus that I am honored to lead is that we serve kindergartners through 12th graders. So we have students that start with us at 6 and end with us at 18, and they're Sun Devils all the way through. So my job entails ensuring that they have access to quality education, that they are taken care of every day, that they are safe, that they are loved. And then really in administration, after I taught for 10 years, I knew that it was really the job of a principal and an admin team to make sure the people that are doing the good hard work, the teachers are the ones that are supported and taken care of. So it's a lot, but because I truly believe in education and what it can do for individuals learning about themselves and what they want to do next in life, I really love the opportunity to lead.
Oh, absolutely. And there are so many cool things that I was reading about that ASU Prep does. One of those is this awesome partnership with the Diamondbacks that allows students in the sports analytics program the opportunity to gain this real world experience, these great opportunities collaborating with the D-backs. How important is it to offer these experiences and these opportunities for the students?
I think it is crucial in what we do. Education is constantly changing, and the more that we can get our students involved in real world application, the better. Our partnership with the ASU University Analytics program and with the Diamondbacks was a fantastic example of that. It was so rewarding. We had juniors and seniors that got to do real life market research and then present to the Diamondbacks. I don't even think they know how cool the opportunity was. I was so proud being able to go to Chase Field and watch their presentations, and they were presenting to Diamondbacks officials, and they didn't know who anyone was in the room. And I was so impressed, being a lifelong Arizonan and Diamondbacks fan as well. Like I was fangirling out a little bit, but the kids had no idea, and they were genuine and authentic, and they learned so much in the process. So we are so incredibly honored to be able to continue that partnership with the Diamondbacks and all other businesses in and around the downtown Phoenix area. Anything that can get our students that real world exposure and experience, we aim to do that for our kiddos every day.
Hey, right on, right on. That is awesome. And just for you personally, what do you think are the most rewarding aspects about what you do?
Ooh, I think it is like the ultimate give back, right? Like I knew I wanted to be in education since I was yay big. I didn't have the imaginary friend, I had the imaginary class. And so now being able to take something that I was passionate about, even though I didn't know it from a young age, and help young people figure out what they're passionate about and inspire them to be able to go and take that next step. That's the most rewarding thing. Because a lot of times it's not that young people can't do, right? The old adage, you can be anything. They just don't know what they want to do. And the world is forever changing. And so making sure that we are exposing students to learning about what they're passionate about. And here at ASU Prep, like unapologetically sending kids to ASU to be a Sun Devil so that they can have that next step in education and be successful in whatever they're passionate about.
Yeah, for sure. And in general, you've had a great long career in education. Where did the interest in education for you kind of start?
Ooh, like I said, since I was little, always wanted to be a teacher. People try to talk me out of it. You're so smart. You should do something. You should make more money, right? You always heard that adage, especially from my grandma. You should be a lawyer. No, I don't want to be a lawyer. So I really think it came from the educators and coaches that, I had growing up. So I'm a Valley kid. I grew up in Chandler. I went to Seton Catholic. I had many really good teachers there, particularly one of my history teachers really inspired me to get into teaching history because I knew I wanted to teach but didn't know what I wanted to teach. And so like I owe that kind of determination to Mr. Clinch. But then also just in my time and upbringing with athletics, right? Understanding that coaching is like teaching on the field, and the life lessons that I learned from that. So the ability to go into education and be able to be a teacher, and to be able to be a coach at the same time. You know, I coached high school athletics for a while, coached at the junior college level for a while, and then did some athletic directing around the valley. So really was able to merge those two passions. And then as things find a way to do, this opportunity at ASU Prep came up, and I couldn't, I said I never wanted to be a principal. And I don't say that here today because I really love what I do, and feel that coming back into Arizona State University and into ASU Prep was just what it was meant to be because it really aligns with my vision for education and also still being able to connect with young people and also serve the university that I'm really proud to be an alumni of.
Yes, of course. And as you mentioned, you went to a Seton Catholic. You're in the thought you're in their Hall of Fame, which is pretty
I am.
awesome for athletic for your great athletic accomplishments in softball and in soccer. What was it like being a multi-sport athlete in high school?
Awesome. I think all athletes should be multi-sport athletes. That's probably the portion of athletics in today's world that saddens me the most. You should do as many things as you can when you're young, right? I loved being that multi-sport athlete. It gave me the balance, I'm sure, and I thank my parents for it. I'm sure they didn't like it as much running me around to different, softball, soccer, oftentimes when we were playing club games in the same day, but it allowed, me to be active and to learn and to have that automatic friend base and experience things that were going to help me in my adult life. You know, we think about athletics in general, and you go through a lot of heartbreak, you go through a lot of highs, and being able to learn how to balance that as a functioning human being is something that's super rewarding. So I really encourage young people. Like, I know we want to get into specialty and be the best at your craft. I say, be good at a lot of things and, do the things that you want to try.
Hmm. And you won some state championships as well, right?
I think I won four. Yeah, I think I won two in soccer and two in softball. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, right on. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. In what ways would you say that your experiences in high school, both academically and athletically, help prepare you for life at ASU?
I shouldn't tell this funny story, but I'm going to anyway. So, my senior year, was when, I got a new softball coach at ASU. And it was a new, changeover of the guard, and we were at individuals, right? And so you only had a certain time frame, and I had a class that was coming up, right? And so I'm taking my individuals. I keep looking at my assistant coach, like, I gotta go. Like, my class is literally in 7 minutes, right? And I'm just across the street. And I get to the point, I'm like 2 minutes away from class, like is starting. And so I take my stuff and I run off the field, and coach is like, "Hey, Zadrozny, what do you think you're here for?" And I turned back to him and I said, "Sure as heck not to get an education." And I just kept running off the field. And like from that day, there was like that mutual understanding. And I think growing up in at Seton and being involved in athletics and taking on leadership roles when I was young, allowed me to gain a confidence that I am going to stand for the things that I believe in and the things that I value, and that's going to be respected, right? Like I didn't get a backlash from coach for that or anything. You know, we many years after talked about that story, but understanding that when you're young and you take on the really big privilege of being a part of a team and being able to learn leadership skills and being able to learn self advocacy skills. That's also something that I strive to do as an administrator and an educator. Like, how do we empower young people to be self advocates for themselves, but still also like making them be good people, right? Because we know if we have self advocacy skills and it's in the negative, it can go the other way. So I guess I would say that like my experiences in high school as a student athlete and going into ASU and being honored to be a part of a really prestigious softball program, I don't think I would have been able to do any of that unless I really understood what it meant to be a self advocate and really what it meant to work hard because I wasn't like the most skilled. I had to work really hard at it.
Yeah, absolutely. And in your freshman year at ASU, this was before the season started, you underwent surgery to remove
Mm.
screws in your throwing hand. So you did have to wait just a little bit longer to get on the field. But when you did, I imagine getting to play college softball, you're out there. I imagine that felt pretty dang good.
Oh, it's funny. Like, what is it, 20 plus years ago now? And like, you just gave me goosebumps. And the thing that resonates in my mind is actually, you go through all of the preseason games, you play like the junior colleges, but I still remember I wasn't playing. I didn't start. I wasn't a freshman, but I remember lining up for the national anthem. For some reason, like that just plays over in my head. And I'm like, "Ooh, I made it." Like I set this goal of being a collegiate athlete and I wanted to do this and I worked really hard at it. And that was my dream's coming true, right? And so I think for any kiddo, and I say this for kids, they're like, I don't know if I want to play anymore. I'm burnt out. I'm like, yes, you do. You're crazy. Just go try. It doesn't matter where you're playing, the opportunity to play at the collegiate level and to really achieve your dreams. Because that was my dream when I was little, was really something that was incredible. And like I said, 20 years later, I got goosebumps. So.
Yeah, are there any specific games, or moments from your time playing softball at ASU that really stick out to you?
Dude, there's so many. There's little like glimpses and sparks. There's a game in Washington where I had, the winning double. So those things where I had kind of just those
Yeah.
individual moments come to mind. But it really is some of those games that were like the grind. Like there was this game that we played in Oregon. It was like something ridiculous, like 17 innings long. We lost, but it was like, this is 17. This is incredible. And then obviously my senior year, getting the opportunity to play in the Women's College World Series, that's the highest level, right? Not only get to play at ASU and in the Pac-10 back then, being like the softball powerhouse division, but being able to compete on the biggest stage and play in Oklahoma City was an honor, right? I remember losing, I remember winning a game down there, but what I do really remember is being honored and just being a part of the process. It's cool. Like I tell my kids now I have a fifth and a sixth grader, right? And I don't think they believe me. They're like, I was like, yeah, I was on TV. I was on ESPN. No, you weren't. Yes, I was.
As we've been talking here, ASU has been this big part of your life. Like was telling you earlier, you went to ASU, you played softball, and now you're at ASU Prep. You're the principal. ASU's played this big role throughout your life and your career. So, with that in mind, just what is the overall impact that ASU has had on your life?
That's a big question because you just kind of encapsulated it, right? It allowed me to make a lifelong dream of playing softball. It allowed me to, become a teacher and become an educator, which is something that I wanted to do. And now it's allowed me to do something I didn't know I wanted to do, right? And I think I'm really good at it. I am honored to serve as the principal at ASU Prep. I'm also extremely happy to be a part of this organization because of the way ASU operates, completely innovative. If there's something that we want to try to better enhance the experience of our students, they're like, let's go, let's figure out how to do it. And it is also highly rooted in the fact that we include everyone that wants to be a part. It's about who we include, not who we disclude. That's one of the things ASU hangs its hat on. But it's also this mantra that we have over and over again at ASU Prep that all kids can, right? And it is our job as educators to meet students where they're at and make sure that they're successful and give them opportunities that they didn't know existed. And being a part of ASU Prep has really reignited a passion for my education because education's hard. You teach for a lot. It's grind. It's hard work. It's really good hard work. But when you're able to be in a system and lead under an administration, or in this case, the ASU Prep Network, that really believes in the fact that all kids can, we just have to figure out how to do it, and then gives you the ability to try new innovative things and to develop new models of education. It's really exciting. And so ASU, I don't think I've ever been asked that question directly, but now, in reflecting, ASU is a huge part of who I am as an individual and has helped to shape not only my educational values, but also, some of the way in which I carry myself as a human being that just wants to do good things for the planet.
Well, very well said. Well said. I also know that your faith has played a big role in your life and career. How would you say your relationship with God has helped you navigate all that life has to offer?
I think it's just a personal journey for anyone. So yeah, growing up, going to Seton Catholic, ensuring and understanding that decisions I made are based in values that are good and that are loving. I think everyone needs to strive to be a good person, right? And that's guided by the values that they have learned growing up. It's just, I really think that that's a personal venture for everyone. Um, and as long as we are living a virtuous life that is allowing people to support one another and be in community, I think that's really the important part. Because I know it can also divide and it can also be a reason for people to be disconnected. And that's not the purpose of spirituality. It is to bring us together to ensure that we're doing what's best for the greater good.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, last question here. What is the single biggest piece of advice that you have for athletes that are going into college?
Do all the things. It's hard. You get a really like it's cool. It opens a lot of doors, and that's what I said for young people that have talked to me about maybe they don't want to play because they didn't get a big scholarship offer to a big university and they're just going to a D3 or they're just going to a JC. And I said, do all the things. Like my best memories, come from my time at ASU. I met my husband at ASU. I got to fulfill my dreams at ASU. I got to set up, the next chapter in my life through the education that I received. And yeah, I was burnt out too. Like I played, softball competitively since I was 10 and I was tired and I was gonna go do it and opened a lot of doors. And being a student athlete's really cool, right? Some of the friends that you make, some of the experiences you get to have access to whatever universities you're at, best facilities, best support systems. So do all the things. Don't say no.
Well, very well said, Kim. And yeah, gosh, thank you so much for giving me some of your time today. Great being able to chat with you. Truly an honor.
I really appreciate ha you having me. Thank you so much.